Howdy, folks. Welcome to Apple Valley Days. I'm Mrs. Duffy, and this is my associate, Miss Cynthia. Today, we're going to teach you how to make this little corn husk doll. The items that you're going to need to make this are going to be sutures, twine, rubber band, some yarn, and of course, your main ingredient, corn husk, and a bucket of water and a towel. Now, you want to take your corn husk that you pick up from your general store and you want to soak it for 15 minutes. And while I'm soaking this, Miss Cynthia is going to show you how to make the hair.
Yes, so in order to make the hair, you need to have it wrapped around your hand. So you have to wrap it 20 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, the longer you make it, the longer the hair will be.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, so now that you've done that, you want to cut some of this off so then it's not connected to the rest of it. You have to wrap it in side 3 times, so 1, 2, 3. And after you do that, you're gonna have to close it, wrap it on once, and tuck it inside. I can do that, and pull.
Then you cut the bottom so that all the little loop-de-loops are free. Woohoo! Like a pom-pom.
Alright, still try to pull this in there. Give me a moment.
So while she's doing that, I'm going to tell you we're going to start with the face. So you have to have your hair done already if you're going to do your hair. If you're not going to do your hair, then that's fine too. So you're going to take 4 pieces, and the smoothest, prettiest piece, that will be your face. You can use weird pieces too. The part that's going to be the face is going to be right here. So you put it in so it points to your heart. And you take your little pom-pom and you lay it right in there. And you're going to take 4 pieces. Now you want the part that curls to go out, not in. You don't want it to go like this. You want it to go like this. So you're going against what it wants to do. Otherwise it will rip. And if it seems a little stiff, like this one, it's a little stiff. I'm not going to use that one. Put it back in my water for later. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you want to make sure that they're dried off pretty good because it will mold otherwise. Now I pre-cut my twine because it's easier for me. About 4 to 5 inches. Okay? So you're going to take that point, you're going to make sure you find the ball, the pom-pom, and you're going to put your thumb right here, and you're going to wrap it around real tight or the hair is going to come out. And when the hair comes out, it don't go back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I wrap it in just like you do the top of your hair. I don't know if y'all saw that. And then you pull it tight. If you got a little bit here, you can do a nice square knot. All my scouts should know how to do square knots. It's a basic knot for everything. Right over left, left over right. It keeps everything nice and sturdy and set in its ways. It's a little damp, so it's a little hard. And you can cut the twine, the loose twine, the extra twine afterwards. Or you could just leave it to the very end. Actually, I did that backwards. It's a grand. Once you got that, your little flower, you're going to find it in. You're going to peel it down like a banana. Yummy bananas.
Yummy,
Yummy, yummy. And you want to smooth out the face, each one. So this was my face. It's the one that goes at the very bottom. And the back is going to be covered by the hair, so it doesn't matter. And you're going to take another twine, and you're going to do the same thing again. This is the neck. Tighter is better. Right over left, left over right. It's a square knot. It's not a square knot, it's a granny knot, and it will fall out. Now I'm going to make, so this is what you got so far. Now I'm going to make the arms. Now for the arms, I want kind of, I want 2 smaller pieces, or I could use that for the shoulder pads. They're both pretty good. I'll use these ones. So you're going to have it like this and like this. Now you want it to be even, so you're going to take this and you're going to fold it like that, so you have them nice and kind of like a rectangle. And then you're going to roll it like a sleeping bag. And take it and you're going to just wrap it like that. Oh, I don't like the sleeping bag. It's not rolled very tight. That's good. Now I'm going to take the twine and I'm going to have my assistant come over here, and she's going to tie a square knot on the edges. So you're going to wrap it again just like this. And tie a square knot. I'm going to have her do the other one all by herself. Don't worry about the thread, we'll cut it later. Here's another one for the other side.
Thank you. Now do square knot again.
Wrap it nice and tight. Wrap it around nice and tight. Remember, you want to wrap it around before you tie the knot, because that makes it nice and tight. You got it?
Kind of.
Okay, so you want to have it like that so you can tie it. Right?
Thank you.
And then you're going to tie the square knot. Got it? Don't go straight to the square knot, otherwise it won't be tight enough. And what happens is, when it dries, it shrinks a little bit and the twine can come off. So you really want to be nice and tight with the hair, or just not do the hair at all. Right over left, left over right. Then we're going to take our doll and we're going to split it right in the middle. Make sure you got your face. And if you don't really have a middle because of the way it is, you can always rip it just a little bit. And stick it right in there. Now we got kind of a scarecrow thing going. Woohoo! Now to take our arms and tie it in place, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to bend the arms up so it's not in my way. You're going to take the twine again, remember, Cynthia?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to wrap it around nice and tight, right? And then tie a square knot. Can you do that for me?
I'll try. Yeah, so right over left. I can do that. Right over left. Left over.
Now what we need is our shoulders. So you're going to take small parts and you're going to put them over like this, crisscross. Also makes for a pretty dress.
Okay.
And then we're going to do what, Cynthia?
Square knot it.
That's right. I'm going to crisscross it. I like to hold one down like that while I twist it. And then you can put it down and go on, Cynthia. Tie that square knot for me. Now here's the fun part. If you're gonna make a boy, it's the same way. It's just much harder. Up to this point, it's exactly the same. But for a girl, you're gonna do this dress. Just like you did the head, you want the curly part to face against it, and you're gonna force it like that. You want the pretty part in the front, and you're gonna do 4 of them all the way around. Why don't you do that, Cynthia? Take them, make sure they're all nice and dry, because we don't want them to mold. Now, who's assisting who? And don't forget the part by the arms. And you want to make it nice and long at the bottom here, because this is where you're going to tie it at. And you want to make sure that it's nice and smooth as it goes around, or it'll wrinkle up. And if you do it just right, oh, hold on, I lost it, I'm sorry. They're not made to be going from person to person. Like that. See, if you put your arms up, raise your arms up in the air, wave them like you don't care. All right, that'll make it easier.
It looks easier. So.
It looks easier. Wrapping it up.
Yeah,
and don't worry about it being even, because you are going to trim it. So you want it to go all the way around. You don't really need more than 4, but since we're not doing a huge class and you're doing it all on your own, it should be just fine. I'm going to take the ball. You want to make sure it's right where you tied your last one, otherwise it's going to show. Oh, I'm twine shoulder. Can you cut me one, please?
Sure, how long do I make it?
4 inches.
Okay.
Or you can do 5 inches. 5 inches is fine.
Looks like that.
Huh. I made her too big.
Maybe I should make it small.
Maybe. And I did a granny knot. Whoops. Once you got your little flower, you're going to pull it down.
Like a banana.
Like a banana. Sorry. Camp song coming back to me. Well, I can tell that I put my camera person to sleep, so if you do that where it's coming out a little bit, you could just scoot it up. And this is where your little rubber bands come into play. So you'll take your rubber band, and that will, whoops, these are old. And if you don't have any rubber bands, you can always improvise, and you can use some twine. The twine won't stay there unless you want it to. That'll keep it down, and it will dry just like that. And We don't want our scarecrow, so we're also going to take the arms, and I like to make like praying arms. Need a little bit of twine because I broke my rubber bands. All for you. That's just the way the cookie crumbles today, folks.
Okay. Go slow.
Now, the arms are a bit long for me, so what I'm going to do is I got my arms, I'm going to trim my hands. You want to do this when it's wet. So I pinch the wrists together so that they're even hands. Woohoo! See that? And then we're going to cut her legs. Woohoo! And you can adjust her hair, do her little haircut, or anything you want to later. You just let her dry for a couple hours, and thanks for joining us today for Apple Valley Days.